Right then, welcome back. Stephen Howson, Ronaldo Brown, XG Files. Listen, welcome all Liverpool fans. Hit subscribe if you're new. Let's laugh at Liverpool. So this is Ronnie's idea. I will get out of the way. So they are going to win the league.
Do you know what it is? We're not actually here because we're asked. We're here just because it's funny. Well, it's more about...
Are we here because we couldn't find anything else to talk about today?
That as well.
There we go.
That is actually a major reason why I've gone for this, is because United-wise, international break, there is nothing else to talk about, and this is literally the biggest news at the moment, and Liverpool, the fans on social media and generally are in absolutely bits today. I don't know if you've seen it. They're in turmoil.
So it's never walk alone until you decide to leave, and then you're on your own.
Then you're on your own then.
Right, okay.
You don't walk alone whilst you're with us, which I don't know how true that is, but as soon as you leave, you're on your own, mate. Doesn't matter that you won everything for us. Doesn't matter that you didn't cost a dime. The fact that you've actually wanted to bet yourself and go to a bigger and better club with better prospects and live in sunny Spain instead of near the docks in Liverpool, you are a traitor.
You're loving this.
No, I just find it fun. Do you know what it is? I'm a hater.
I can appreciate that.
Do you know what I mean? I put it out there.
Nah, so do you know what? All right, well, Ronnie figures out how to plug his mic back in because he got too excited. There's no point you talking, you ain't got your mic plugged in. I think there's actually a genuine, interesting conversation to be had here, because I don't think Real Madrid are anywhere near as effective this season as they were last season. I thought that sort of diamond 4-4-2 Jude bombing into the box late was so really effective and genuinely good football. And I think even though they're still pretty good this year, and certainly better than we are, as are Liverpool, it must be said, I don't think they've been anywhere near as impressive or functional. Which could, they could evolve and develop with that next year. And I think you adding Trent into this mix, I don't think it makes them better. I don't think it makes them better. I think it makes them more vulnerable. Does he have vision and pass range? Yes, he does. But he's a spam merchant, and he's a terrible defender.
Do you know what? It's the trade-off, isn't it? They're probably going to get quite a lot of creativity from him, a lot of assists, a lot of on-the-ball quality and build-up. Just defensively, he'll be a liability on the counter and obviously transition. And to be fair, I did say I feel like Premier League wingers probably a little bit more difficult to deal with from the bottom of the league straight to the top.
In terms of transition?
In terms of like pace and power. And than in La Liga, they might have the ball a little bit more. But to be fair, he does get done on clever movements as well. And there's a lot of high IQ football in La Liga as well. So it just depends. But people said he's got good players around him. He might have Valverde as someone like a better supporting midfielder. I feel like there's probably not a midfielder that you want supporting you defensively, a better one than him in world football, just because of his energy, his speed, his athleticism, and just being a baller in general. But also he's going to be playing with wingers that don't really run back that much. But do you know what? Before we even, because there is an interesting convo to speak about on it, but I think the main topic of conversation is, I don't know what your opinion is do you think Liverpool fans have a right to feel aggrieved by the fact that he's going for free and they're not getting a fee for him? Is he justifiably this public enemy number one? Because he's literally the most hated person in Liverpool right now, and we know what happened back in the day when Gerrard would have had probably had a statue outside Stamford Bridge right now if it weren't for the Scouse Mafia.
Do we have to say allegedly with that, or because it's in a book and nobody got sued, that it's just that's factual?
I'll say allegedly, just to cover my back.
Okay, fair play. Yeah, and ultimately Gerrard did leave in the end. For someone who gets lauded as like a one-club man, played for more than one club.
Oh yeah, he went to LA Galaxy, didn't he?
He did. But with that being MLS, I don't know if people totally diminish it and just think, meh, it's not really relevant. Are Liverpool fans right to be annoyed? Would I be annoyed? Personally, no, but I don't think he's a good player, so I wouldn't be bothered in the slightest.
I think you don't think he's a good defender. Saying he's not a good player is too far.
But no, yeah, you're right. Because he does have some... I don't value his fucking spamming of balls anyway. It annoys me when people compare him to Beckham, because Beckham was laser guided precision and this is carpet bombing, and it can be effective, but it's different. And I wouldn't want him in my team. I can appreciate that he's got. I think he's better at set plays and dead balls than he is from open play. By the way, I think that's got to be said.
I've seen some ridiculous passes from him in play as well.
Yeah,
I know. I think you know what.
I've also seen him drop 0 for 14 crosses.
It's low percentage football, but it's like extremely high reward when he does it. Yeah, I think what it is like the things that Kevin De Bruyne and Bruno Fernandes get lauded for is also they play a lot of low percentage football, but they have the quality and the qualities on the ball in terms of their delivery and their distribution to change games at any moment.
Yeah.
And that at the top level is still seen as extremely valuable, but you just kind of think they're obviously number 10s and attacking midfielders. So they've got a bit of leeway, but they're not right backs. But then it's too good. But then it's like the flip side of it is you can be more critical of it because he's doing it from a position where you feel like your main job is to defend, not to be a Kevin De Bruyne or a Bruno in terms of your quality, in terms of setting people up. But then people use it as like something to prop him with because it's like shit, that quality as a right back. Do you know what I mean? So it's like,
but at the same time, like, and a lot of defending is down to mentality as well. And I think the main issue with Trent as a defender is that he doesn't look like he even gives a shit. Like if he give a shit but wasn't capable, like you'd have a different attitude about it, wouldn't you? But it's the way he just kind of just doesn't look like he gives a shit. Like something can be happening within a step away from him, and he's like, "That's not my problem," and that has cost Liverpool hilariously multiple times.
Yeah, that did.
And I'm here for it.
Especially his performance against us. His performance against us was really, really bad at Anfield early in the season. Just looked like he tossed it off really. And I've said this about 20 times on camera now because it's a phrasing that's used in the NBA mostly, or that you think like a good 60-70% of your ability to defend is just how badly you want to stop your opponent.
1,000,000%.
It's like it's a lot to do with a mentality thing. If you just have that kind of thing instilled you where your person you're playing against is not going to get the better of you no matter what, and you take a lot of pride in that goes a long way to help you be a good defender, even if you've got like the physical qualities. Do you know what I mean?
So defending's down to what? Obviously, footwork, reading of the game, pace. Those are massive things when it comes to defending. But if you can't be arsed, like Trent doesn't ever strike me as someone who's gone, you ain't getting past me today. I think hasn't he done well against someone random? Like, is it Raheem Sterling? He was always really good against.
Trent's a weird one because he's had some games where it gets highlighted more because he's quite poor 1v1 defensively, but he has the odd game every now and again against a really good winger. I think Sterling might be one of them.
I think it is Sterling. You know, is it Sterling? That's not in the comments.
But it's one of them. Like he'll play Doku like. For someone like Doku, he'll play Doku 4 times, but there'll be one game where he literally locks up Doku 1v1 the whole game, but then people just think that's like a bit of an aberration because it usually is. So then when he actually plays against them like he played against the other day and he got beat 12 times, dribble past him 12 times.
It's the most ever.
Yeah. But
there's an interesting comment for you there from Peter Butler. Wasn't Ronaldo literally in the same youth team as Trent? He's won the lot with Liverpool and now moving to Real Madrid whilst you're sat next to Stephen Howson of all people. Have some shame. Did you not hear him at the start of the show? He said he's a hater.
I'm a hater, but not on Trent. And you know what, Pete Butler? You're bang on. You're bang on. But the thing is, I'm not hating on Trent at all.
I am.
That's not what the video's about. I'm hating on the Liverpool fans being upset. I can't. I played with the kid. I played with the guy for 6 years. I'd never hate on him. And he's
I mean, you said you get on well with him, man. You've seen him out in town and stuff.
He's cool. He's a cool guy. And do you know what? People have theorised he signed a 4-year contract in 2021 so that he could go to Real Madrid around this time at peak age. And he is actually quite cerebral and he's quite a clever guy. So I think he probably would have set it up like that. But Peter Butler, I don't know where you're getting the adage I'm hating on him because I'm not. I'm usually the one that argues with Steve off camera that he's not a bad player. Cause he's definitely not.
I own my opinion both on and off camera about Trent. Like, there's no difference here.
I'm usually the one that picks up for him. Do you know what I mean?
Martin Heron says, who's worse after this move, Liverpool or Real Madrid? You know my opinion, so what's yours? Who's worse after this? Because I think, who's it they've been throwing in instead of him?
Valverde.
No, Liverpool recently.
Conor Bradley.
Yeah, and he's
good as well.
Very good.
But I'm not gonna lie, he's a baller. I think the thing is because he plays behind Trent, who's obviously seen as a right back superstar. Conor Bradley is actually a top quality fullback as well in his own right. Because he's actually one of the few players as Harvey, who's a Bolton fan. Conor Bradley was on loan at Bolton and got like all the awards for Player of the Year, and obviously he's one of the best players you've seen come and play for him at right back. So when a player does that and it's at Championship level, it's a good level League One.
Remember, I don't know if you was here, we had a lad called Nathan as an intern graphic designer in here. This is a long ass time ago. It might have even been before you came in here. Do you remember him from Wigan? And they had Reece James on loan at Wigan, and he was just cocks out about Reece James and how good he was when he was at Wigan.
Well, at Wigan, yeah. So
if you can go and play in that league, I've always felt this. If you can go and play in that league, there's a player there. Like I've always felt that.
That's a good pull actually. He fucking balled out at Wigan, Reece James, and he
was. There's playing well, isn't there? Like I thought Jack Grealish at Villa played well in the Championship. Yeah. What Reece James was doing in the Championship.
Because we do. There's a lot of stories of players at academies, at like big academies, where they go on loan to League One and Championship teams, and they don't do that well. And everyone thinks it's just because they can't really translate. But some of the best young players that are in the league, they actually went down to that level and looked noticeably bit better than that level was. See, Reece James, when he went to Wigan, it was incredible. When Conor Bradley went to Bolton, he was incredible there. And there's a few more. I've seen on Twitter where like a Port Vale fan or someone fan will say, this player, he was incredible when he came along from the top.
There was loads of those. Yeah. I mean, one that I may have got wrong, maybe, although I'm still... I'm not quite ready to admit on this one yet. I thought Levi Colwill at Huddersfield just looked ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
ridiculous.
And he followed up on a really good loan at Brighton.
Yeah,
but he's had a tough season at Chelsea.
It's not gone so well from at Chelsea. But Chelsea have also had a bit of a fucking disaster at the back anyway, haven't they? Sort of rearranging what's going on with them. They've been sort of carried by how good Cole Palmer's been and how good that midfield's been. The defence has been a bit of a shit show. So I said I'm not quite ready to fully cashing the chips on the Levi Colwill fan club yet, but I like him. I think he's got a lot of good attributes. Every time I've seen him play against United, he's been shit though. But I think he's like, there's so much of him when he's not playing against United that I go, I fucking rate him. I think he's really good. But he was another one that he went out on loan as a teenager, smashed it.
I've seen some funny tweets about it.
Brilliant 1v1 halfway line defending from him and everything.
Yeah, it's true. Some of the Chelsea fans have said that if Levi Colwill wouldn't be. If he wasn't left-footed, he'd be on a warm island on ITV.
I'm not ready to phone it in yet on him, but you know what I mean. He was one of those.
I've seen that Jamie Frimpong has been strongly linked to Liverpool in the past week or so as well. But another thing that's coming out, another talking point from this Trent possibly going to Madrid, is obviously they're likely going to win the Premier League title. That looks like a foregone conclusion.
By the way, if they don't,
yeah,
I am going to Nottingham for that parade.
100%. But there are two other big stars that they've got in Van Dijk and Salah that are still not had their contract renewed as well. And you don't know if they might stay. They could be gone. I feel like.
Well, Van Dijk was getting tapped up by PSG, weren't he, in the tunnel, which was a little bit on top. Can you imagine if that was a United player?
Yeah, true. Do you think with whether some of them stay or not, with Trent seemingly going, do you think there will be a bit of a Liverpool decline last? Because this video...
Fucking hell, I hope it was last summer and it weren't.
This video is meant to be a bit of coping, because it's meant to be like, is this stage one to Liverpool coming back down towards us? So because we hate seeing them do as well as they're doing. So I'm just hoping that when that goes, Salah goes, and then Slot finds it a lot more difficult next season, and United somehow magically improve.
No, do you know what? This is what you want, right? Let's go full copium with this one. This is what you want, right? Because this is what would have happened with Moyes. Yeah, say Moyes had come in, somehow blagged another league with Vidic and Rio and Rooney and all of them boys still carrying him, which is exactly what Trent and Van Dijk and fucking Salah, etc. are all likely done with Slot. And then when you're bringing in your Damians and your fucking Chris Smallings afterwards, you're going to be in your own head going, no, David Moyes come in the league again, he's already done it, right? That's what's going to happen with the Scousers. So it's short-term pain for long-term gain. They get to level 20 and we go, shit.
They did.
But actually, they're going to, because they won't turn on a manager. They won't turn on a manager. So he's there forever now. He's like Shankly. He's going to be there forever after one fucking title. But Forest are going to win it next year. And then in 1-2 miss a few, United are going to be back, and then we'll get to 21 first.
So you're saying,
there you go, copium.
Saying Arne Slot's done the proper 2-minute special, went straight pile driver and just bust load early.
Yeah, and I wonder, did he even go in and do any tactics? Has he just gone in and go, hey, what did German do? Just do that.
It could happen. And then he won't. And he won't get a second night in it. Slot. No, he actually might, because he said Liverpool fans.
No, they won't get rid of him, which means he'll still be there 7 years deep, just like third and fourth in it. But they're like, no, he won the title. Remember when we got to 20 and like that, and they won't turn on him, and it'll be glorious, because they'll be eating themselves alive. Because half of them with a brain, because there are a couple of Liverpool fans that have got football knowledge and a good brain on them. They'll be like, he's fucking shit. And his team's fucking shit, but there'll be some of them going, but he won the league. Like, because some people do believe that managers could, like some people genuinely believe if you put Pep at fucking Bournemouth, he would win the league. Yeah. Totally ignoring the fact that he's got one of the most expensively assembled squads in the world and he's behind Nottingham Forest.
We spoke about this though, because there's every chance that Areola goes to City in the flip around, he doesn't do as well as Pep at City. It's different. Sometimes it's different types of management. But Absolutely. You made a good point on that on Liverpool fans, because obviously we do beef them quite often. But I do find that there's a lot of Liverpool fans that actually know football pretty well.
They're not Newcastle fans.
Do you know what I mean? They're not Newcastle fans. Like, I have conversations, and sometimes I'll see Scouse fans say things, and I'm like, they know what they talk about. When they're not trolling or being idiots, they can actually engage in really, really like cerebral football conversations, and I see really good points made by them. So some of them will like identify the cracks in Slot and not get carried away. And they'll see things for how they are. But there's some that will just be overly passionate and be like, he's won the title, so he can stay there.
He's won the title is going to be the line, and I can't wait. I'm here for it. Super chat there from KR, which says, you think Ineos regret being stubborn on Ugarte? 50 million for tackles won. A mid-athlete struggles to pass over 25 yard. Berg was the move if they knew ball. Now, I'm not going to diminish Berg here, because I do think Berg's a good player. But I think what you're looking at here is entirely a couple of different things. Also, it isn't just 50 million for tackles won. Like, I don't think you've got Andreas Pirlo in Ugarte. And I don't even think I'd call him a mid-athlete. I think he's a pretty good athlete, and I think he covers a lot of ground. And I think if he had another version of himself alongside him, you'd really see that. He's not necessarily Kante.
I think he's been good, but I think you don't want to double pivot to Ugarte's.
I think you might. If you've got a free at the back,
there's zero ball progression in that whatsoever.
But I think, let me land.
Yeah.
I think that he potentially would want some ball progression with one of the centre halves and both of the fullbacks. And I think if that might be what's required in the Premier League to play this system, to have such an offensive forward five, you're gonna need a defensive five behind them. So I think that there is potentially room, and I could be wrong, right? Where you're going to need two distance covering, passion merchant, all in ball and all midfielders, two guys. That might not be the one, but we don't really progress, and maybe it's because it's him.
It's because we don't have the player to do it. Is why we don't. And that's why there was such an over-reliance on the Sandro Martinez.
But I still, you're right. But I still think there's a requirement for, and maybe you're right, maybe there is a requirement for a player that can do what Ugarte does off the ball, but can be a bit more Pirlo with the ball, and maybe that's why that person would cost 100 mil. But I also think that this system requires left field coverage, right field coverage from pivots that are going to fucking seek and destroy in a Ugarte kind of sense. I don't think you can have one doing it and one not.
And 50 million is going to be the price if the add-ons get agreed. I think the base salary is 42. The base fee is 42 million. I think Ugarte has done a lot better than I expected, and I think he's been, to be fair, pretty decent. I think he's had a lot of good performances and he's been quite consistent. I still think he's got a lot of limitations to his game, and I think we could obviously do better and get better, but I wouldn't say it's like a bad signing at all, and I wouldn't say he's been like a problem for us whatsoever. I think there's so many more problems outside of him. And this is coming from someone who was against the signing in the first place and spent months getting abuse for it. And I ended up saying I was wrong. I thought Ugarte played a lot better than I expected him to. But I still think we still need you need to like move forward and get left behind. That's what the Premier League is now, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what I
mean,
and that's why fucking moving at a right pace.
Exactly. That's why we laugh. That's why we want to laugh at Liverpool. We're hoping Liverpool decline. But Liverpool declining will only be funny if we get on the incline next season and we catch up. Them getting worse and us staying plateauing or getting this isn't going to help us. Do you know what I mean? It needs to be like a opposite movement kind of thing. So that's why I'm always looking for rivals to get worse so that we can improve, because we talk about this whole vacuum thing, saying if United, because fans get into the thing of we signed 2-3 good players, wow, we're gonna challenge for the league now. You still got to look whether the teams above you have improved it as well, because if they improve and you improve, who's really ahead at that point? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I don't think the road back to the top is. I remember
doing a video, possibly even under Ollie, which is where I was like, I think we could have improved, but finished lower in the table. Like you can improve in terms of what you're doing on the pitch, but not be as effective in terms of the league table, which some people just can't wrap their head around, because they're like, no, because we were third last year and now we're fourth this year, we got worse. And you're like, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Like Liverpool could get shitloads better next year and come third, because everyone else has actually got their act together and stopped being shit. Like how Nottingham Forest in a title race.
That's incredible. I feel like there's been a combination of the lesser teams getting better and some of the top teams dropping a bit.
Alistair says, fuck's sake, United are 13th, nowhere near Liverpool standard. And?
Do you know what?
Was there a point to that comment?
Listen,
like we didn't fucking know that.
It's one of those things where we just, any chance we get to laugh at our rivals, we got to cope somehow. For one, there's so many different reasons. We haven't been great this year. We still have an opportunity to win something. We've had nothing to smile about, nothing to be happy about. It's international break, which has compounded that and made it worse. I feel like I've literally not watched a single international game.
Been great on it.
So we had nothing else to talk about but come on here and talk about the fact that Liverpool Twitter and the Liverpool fan base has basically imploded today on the news that Trent is going to Real Madrid. So I'm going to laugh. Do you know what I mean? That's why. That sums it up. And I'm hoping this is the start of some sort of decline, and it was like a 1-year honeymoon period for Arne Slot, aka Humpty Dumpty.
There's been some cracks appearing with him, haven't there? With just some of the results and the way they've been knocked out of some of the trophies. Like he's not took those with the grace that he was taking some of the wins with, if you know what I mean.
Be a winner. I think, you know what, if I'm honest, I think Slot's going to be a decent manager for Liverpool. I don't necessarily think he might be as successful as Klopp longevity-wise. I feel like he's a decent gaffer, but I think
he's already matched what he's done. He's got to win the Champions League.
I think he's got tough. I think did Klopp win everything once in it, or was it something at least once?
Someone said, check me if this is right, because I don't know if this is right, but Liverpool haven't retained a trophy since 1984. Is that right? 41 years they've never retained a trophy. Yeah. That's madness. How's that a thing?
Well, they did go over 20 years without.
That's genuinely insane if that's the case.
Contrary Keegan says Ronnie meat rides Trent more than Liverpool fans on God. Listen, that's a lie. Do you know what I mean? I openly criticise the faults that I see in his game, but I also acknowledge that he's a good player and what he brings going forward. And so what people say, I hate on him on one point, say that I meat ride him on the other point. I don't know.
Welcome to the internet, Ronnie.
Can't make up your mind.
Bernard says, you spent years saying he's bad and can't defend. Wonder why Real Madrid want to sign him then. Yeah, do you know what? It's almost like sometimes clubs can make fucking mistakes, isn't it? Right? And also, he's free. There's no fucking risk for them whatsoever. And actually, Real Madrid have made clanger signings that haven't worked. Loads of times. And they will again. Remember Eden Hazard? Spent 100 million on him. What happened to him? Is he actually retired now?
But yeah, all right, so we're reading the super chats.
Well, he won't be fighting me at Misfits, will he?
Scouse is using Gerrard as the example for Trent, like they didn't threaten him and his family for trying to leave for Chelsea.
I think you have to say allegedly, Keith, but
allegedly,
yeah, absolutely.
We did speak about that. You have to say allegedly, especially they're not the type of, the people that allegedly did it, I'm not trying to get on the bad side of. Allegedly.
Yeah, it's all good fun. Ava says, didn't think I would ever say this about glorified friendlies, but the Nation League qualifiers were banging this week. Didn't watch them.
It's a lot.
Didn't watch them, and do you know what?
Mad?
Feel great about it.
It was mad. I'm obviously not going to elaborate, but obviously quote tweeted that saying, can't leave this guy's pants, and people are arguing with me about it. He's got proper minions, you know. I don't know. It's Elon's Twitter. But also, that's a good point, though. With the
fans will
defensive laps, they don't take prisoners there, man.
They was hammering Bale, Ronaldo,
Sergio Ramos.
Oh my good God!
You see the guy tapped on the way outside, smashed on Sergio Ramos' car, but then Sergio Ramos proper wind down the window to be like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And the guy proper shot himself, and then tried to have a conversation with him. But Sergio Ramos had a bit of looks like the type of guy that would have got out with Pepe in the back seat, ready to get you in the car and then drive away. But they definitely don't take prisoners at Liverpool. But who knows? At Real Madrid. But
yeah, I think so. I didn't touch on this. I spoke about this with you earlier. There was a touch of this, and it seems like they've kind of just leant back into that. Like in recent years, obviously, they've had numerous iterations of the Galacticos at Real Madrid. The first lot, your Roberto Carlos's, your Figo, your Beckham, your R9, incredible, and Zidane, incredible football team. Didn't really win fuck all in the grand scheme of things for how good it should have been. Valencia were winning titles around that time with fucking Rafa. Thanks, that's what that give us.
Yeah.
They really undercooked for how good that team was, and that's why they ended up signing fucking Thomas Gravesen. Just literally for someone to not fucking flood forward whenever they got the ball. And then obviously they had the Ronaldo era, carried heavily by Ronaldo, literally getting a goal a game for nearly a decade, just outrageous level of productivity. And had Gareth Bale and had Kaká, who weirdly didn't work for a world record fee for them because of everything else that was going on there. And they did win titles and they did win Champions Leagues. But they did, I mean, that was the first Galactico era. But they did kind of undercook it a little bit in terms of their performance in the league. I know they won the league, but they were superhuman in Europe, but pretty human, especially for how good the team was domestically. And it feels like post Ronaldo, and even to a degree post Bale, everyone kind of fell in love with what Real Madrid were doing with Benzema and the way that they were sort of playing and what it was like last year with sort of Bellingham and Vinicius leading it. And it was it felt like this new era and Camavinga and Valverde, and it is a new team that's playing some real nice football, that's got a bit of a swagger about them that you think can go on and do stuff in Europe. And like I said to you this morning, I feel like, I know he's worked and I know he's scoring some fucking goals. I just don't feel like they're as deadly as they were with Mbappe. I feel like Mbappe is last year. I feel like he's unbalanced them a little bit. But, and I feel like you put Trent in the mix with that as well. And who knows, because they won't be the only signing that they go for.
The issue with Real Madrid, man, is they have too many world-class players. So it almost, as I said, you can if you actually watch Real Madrid, even if they're playing Getafe, because some people like to watch them, saying it will be like they'll win 2-1 or they'll play terribly for most of it. They'll even go 1-0 down at the Bernabeu, but they'll get the job done because Real Madrid just have this thing where they've got so much attacking talent.
They're only judged in the Champions League. That's all that matters.
They literally need 5 minutes to win a game or to win a tie sometimes. And it's just incredible. And I think they have that mental advantage in the Champions League over teams because of it. There's always
they definitely got some juju going on in the Champions League.
There's a bit of fear. You could be 3-1, you got a 2-goal lead on aggregate in the second leg and there's half an hour left and you still don't know whether you've gone through and you're a little bit uneasy about it because it can just be bang bang Vinny Rodrigo and that's it. It's two, and then you get then there's this momentum.
How many times have we seen it in the last decade? It's outrageous. But I do believe with Mbappe, we literally saw this at PSG. Not quite. Why does that not work? Messi and Neymar and Mbappe, that should work. Didn't work. PSG right now are better than that PSG. And that's what I'm saying is that it's just a little bit of an unbalancing. And I think that Trent needing his own ball, Mbappe needing his own ball, Bellingham needing his own ball. I think there's just a bit too much players that I feel like play for themselves rather than players that play for the team. And I think that's why PSG, right, if you had to say who do you think is going to be better next year, PSG or Real Madrid, I'd be PSG all day long.
I think PSG would probably beat them. I think they were lucky to not get through against Liverpool, to be fair. See what Peter Kelly's saying. Read that out.
Peter Kelly says, let's paint this picture. There's another announcement I'm waiting for, but I'm not going to put it out here. Paddock fans know what I'm talking about. Let's paint this picture. Trent announced today. Van Dijk to PSG announced tomorrow. Salah's gone Thursday. Where's he going, by the way?
Saudi.
100-point deduction for City on Friday. It's the best Craig David week anyone's ever fucking had in their fucking lives.
That could be a song. Honest to God.
So there's an announcement Paddock are waiting for. If that one happens, yeah, I'm there. It's sausage roll party and rums all around.
You always mentioning sausage rolls, and I never see you eat them.
I had 2 today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you put your face in an ice bowl?
We did discuss.
Did you rub banana on your face?
Pause. What?
All right, banana skin. All right, a banana skin peel on your face.
Hey, listen. I support everyone's lifestyle, mate. If you want to rub banana on your face, you do that.
It's meant to have some, you know those energy, like it has some sort of health benefit with these, and it's some mad chemical that's inside the banana that can make your face brighter and things like that. That's
smell like bananas.
Yeah, don't know.
Yeah, if you've not seen it, we did discuss sort of opening this video with branded water and a bowl of ice. Ronnie comes to me before and he goes, "Have you got an ice bowl?" I went, "Oh, what? Ice bowl? I mean, you mean a bowl?" If you've not seen that fucking geezer, what's it called? Ashton
Hall. Everyone's totally seen the meme.
Yeah, literally. If you're on the internet, you must have seen it. The guy's done a fucking billion views.
Done a billion views of a guy like allegedly waking up at 3 a.m. and he puts the ice bowl.
Basically, just fucks about for 3 hours before he goes to work.
But it's just really good production and it's quite engaging. You just don't know what's coming next. I think that's what's watch time on it. And then obviously, I think he gets a lot of views.
He levitates for 4 minutes. That's impressive.
Yeah, and he obviously gets a lot of views because he's absolutely jacked and ripped. Do you know what I mean? So he's got like several target audiences other than the people just laughing at him. But so yeah, he's kind of found a hole in the market there, hasn't he?
Have you seen the guy? You've seen the guy that does? That's manipulated space and time.
Yes, that guy.
And he's like,
when did you see that? I've seen that.
Oh, loads of times. I fucking love it. I fucking love it. Yeah. Where he's like, my day starts and it's 6 till 12. That's day 1. What are you clicking for? Right, for starters. Yeah. And then he's like, day 2 is 12 till 6, and then day 3 is 6 till thingy. And he's like, he has 3 days in a day, and he's like,
by the end of the week, I'll kick your ass.
Yeah, he's like, oh, and after 5 years, you toast or some shit like that. He goes, you're crazy for thinking it takes 24 hours for a day, like men 300 years ago who lived in caves. And everyone's like, does he think cavemen were 300 years ago? Yeah, he does when it's 3 days a day. Yeah. That's like 900 years ago.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. but there's so many.
Should I do reactions to those videos? Because I fucking love videos like that. I honestly do. I just send them to all my mates. That's all I do with them. I don't do anything with them.
It's the entrepreneurs that won't admit that they just stumbled across something. They did work obviously hard, or they stumbled across something and they
stop chatting shit.
And then they always have to make it sound like they did something like extremely profound.
What does 3 days a day look like? So what are you doing? Are you having 9 meals?
I woke up at 6 a.m., 6 to 12. I say that's day 1.
What do you mean day 2? So what does that look like?
Day 2 is 12 till 6 p.m.
Do you know what I want to do? Follow them.
He goes, I
want to follow them.
Then they always have I bent and compressed time to my will.
Yeah, no you didn't.
Do you know what
I mean? I really want to just follow them. I want to go round his house and see him at 11:17. He's eating fucking Cheetos.
It's them business on TikTok, and then they'll just be like, I attempted to start my first business when I was 6 years old. Do you know what I mean? And I'm 21 now. So some people start now. I started 15 years ago. I'm aware. And then it's like, no, you didn't. And they said, yeah, I did. I was selling cookies outside my residence. You know, cookies and milk, that proper Boy Scout culture. I was like, just the way they have to make everything sound. But it's a bit fair. It's because they're...
Buy my course.
It's that, you know what it is? They're selling their course. It's like, buy my course to find out more. And then I think that's when they get a lot of money. Because he has a course and he says he earns like six figures a month. Like Ashton Hall, like doing his online coaching and giving people advice.
Of course he does.
Might as well get into that. Stephen Howson, buy my weight loss course right now. How to lose £100. You'll be surprised how many sales you get, probably.
I have my workout program that I did. It's on my Instagram. It is free. I would never fucking charge you for a workout program that I asked ChatGPT to put together.
I'm going to charge people of advice how to be healthy. Yeah, it's not definitely not the one.
Lunatics.
Ronaldo and Steve looking sharp. Who's Steve?
Yeah, so the 3 days a day guy is, if he's not sleeping and he's not, so he only works out once a week.
He sleeps. His sleep.
So if you work out 3 times a week, you're only working out once a week. If you've got 3 days in a day.
I think his sleep starts from.
How often does he have a birthday?
Midnight.
Because if he has 3 days a day, he's chatting shit. How old are you really?
His birthday's 6 hours.
Yeah.
Or, because then he'll argue by the time that his birthday comes around, he's already had 2 birthdays within that year.
Yeah, but then does he go on holiday? Well, you took a month off work. Lazy. But really, you only took 10 days off.
When you kicked people's ass, that month that you took on holiday with the money that you earned, people have caught up already.
Yeah.
So for really, was that a waste of time?
Send me them lunatics.
And you know what? They're always...
Because I fucking love them.
And they're always like bright red as well. Do you know what I mean? You can tell. Because they always have like some extra like health regime that they've got going on.
There's a guy that takes a piss out of them, which is funny because they've all got a thing where they're like, what you got to do is just start with rental properties. 12 rental properties is the number of properties that you need to start with. Like, oh, that's like what, £1 million worth of rental properties. Yeah, you should just run it. Why haven't you got 12 rental properties?
Yes, exactly.
You should have had. You fucked up. You should have had 12 rental properties.
It's like when
that's what you got to start with, Ronnie. Why not start with 800?
It's like them traders as well. When they try and get people to buy their course for information, like, if you give me 15 grand right now,
I'll tell you I'll make 15 grand.
I'll make you a rich man.
and then you get them 15 grand, and they're like, what you want to do? Sell a course for 15 grand. And you're like, fucking knew it.
You know what I mean? So they'll pretend that they've made all this money through trading and the stock market, etc. When realistically,
right? Should we drop Ginny in this shit?
Let's
drop Ginny in this shit.
They've just got 3 idiots to give them 15 grand each and just. Do you know what I mean? Just to basically say, yeah, here's the stock market, here's basics of trading, but you might not get any of your money back because I've already spent it. But
Deji knows. Is this a dig at Janine and Bitcoin? No.
Yeah.
But this is. So last week I get a text, right, off my lovely wife, who's busy right now, so she's not watching this and she's not going to kick off. But Janine goes to me, did you know Steph made, which is her friend, like 25 years.
Yeah.
She's made enough through Bitcoin to buy a Tesla. And I was like, Steph? I don't know if Steph would know how to change the fucking telly on a remote. Like, I love her, she's lovely, but doesn't strike you as a fucking crypto god. You know what I'm saying? Enough to do cash money for a Tesla.
Because a lot of the
Teslas are like 100 bag, right?
They're like, yeah.
And I was like, well, I guess you don't know people. And I didn't know Steph was into crypto in that point.
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah, she's going to put me in touch with her coach. And I went, coach? Who has a fucking coach for crypto? I got a couple of mates that are in trading and things like that. Yeah. I don't understand it.
I've got mates that have done really well for it, but I've still not gone, I'm going to try it because I don't know how they've done it.
Mate, it's like someone trying to explain to me how to learn Mandarin. I haven't got a fucking clue. Same. I don't understand it. Same. And I'm never going to be involved in that. But crypto culture is hilarious. I got too many football matches to watch. I ain't learning crypto. Shut up. So Janine goes to me. Yeah, she's got a coach. In fact, let me get the text because I can't ad-lib.
Does anyone want to be my crypto coach? Because I've seen some success from it, but I just don't know where to start. Especially when a lot of it you got to be up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. and kind of learn it. It's just tough. Someone said a new model of Tesla is 40k.
Oh, is it really? Either way, right? So anyway, I get a text off her. She's talking about Tesla mining Bitcoin, and so she bought a Tesla mining Bitcoin, and I was like, I've heard of that. It sounds like a bit of a fuck about. Is Steph really doing that? Really? So anyway, she goes, yeah, she's going to put me in touch with her coach. She says she has to invest 500 quid to begin with, and I was like, okay. So then she sends me this fucking screenshot of a conversation with this crypto coach, and she says, if you invest 500 quid, you get 10,700 back in 3 hours. I went, what? No, you fucking don't. No, you don't.
Sounds like a scam. Yeah.
Do not fucking send 500 quid to this person. So it turns out Steph had been hacked somehow, but they managed to get, and this is the bit that she can't work out, they managed to actually get a photo of a Tesla outside her actual house, which is what threw Janine off. Because like, that's her actual house and that is a Tesla, but it's not Steph's. And like, so have they gone through like her old photos when they've hacked her and then artificially...
So she just got scammed?
No, Steph didn't get scammed. Janine nearly did, because she's a fucking idiot. But she didn't. Because I think my loving husband text messages to her, which I'll read out, which were... the clue is £10,000 in 3 hours, you absolute mental. You're better than this, you fuckwit.
There's a lot of success stories in it. Akash K said he bought gold years ago and that helped him secure his first house this year. Well done. Well
Fucking
in.
hell.
Wayne Davis says, I bought 3k worth of Bitcoin on PayPal when he started selling it in 2020. It's worth 8k now. I did nothing to manage it either. Do you know what's mad? I don't know if you would have seen, there's like videos of people in like 2008, 2009 saying, buy Bitcoin, it's going to explode in future. And then no one viewed it. And there's some guy, and then obviously the Bitcoin he would have got by the time that he bought at the time in 2021, 2022 was worth like basically millions and billions. And there's someone that also had that couldn't get back in their account.
I've seen these with guys who got like 200-300 million on a fucking hard drive somewhere that he can't remember the password to. Can you imagine? My hair would have fell out. I tried to buy it in I want to say, I'm going to get the date wrong, but it was like 2012, 2013, 2014, something like that. Not because of an investment that I thought was going to go up. I thought it was going to be because I do a lot of online shopping, I'm a dick for it. I thought it was going to be like, I'll have a wallet with Bitcoin in, a bit like, so I was thinking it's going to be like a PayPal thing. I'll buy it and I'll have this.
Surely, Steve, you must have bought at some point at least a little bit of crypto. Never?
Nope. But I did try. I literally went through all of the things. I've still got them in my notes on my Apple thing, to all of like the remember phrases and shit like that. I've got them all saved in my notes on my phone. Because I tried to buy, I was going to buy 50 quid's worth, right? Probably 10, 12 years ago, when it was like £5 for a Bitcoin. And I probably would have kept it.
Did someone tell you to do it?
Yeah, so Rogan had a geezer on, Bitcoin Jesus, whatever he's called. Can't remember the guy's name. And he was like, everyone should just buy Bitcoin. But he wasn't saying it because the price was going to go up and you'd be able to flip it. It was more like, this is where all money's going to go. So it was like almost like a PayPal kind of thing. So I would have bought one and I would have kept them because actually, since all of my time of online shopping since, I've never seen a place that accepts Bitcoin as like, as a thing. So I would have ended up buying some and I would have kept it in that account and then never done anything with it, and it probably would have been worth like an absolute madness now.
Yeah, that would have been probably worth close to £1 million at least.
50 quid when it was like 8.
Yeah, it would have been a madness. Well,
but yeah, so that was a bit of a mistake. But I tried, but it was so fucking convoluted that I give up because I was like, I got to get a wallet and a fucking exchange, and like I couldn't work it out. So I was like, oh, fuck off, whatever. But yeah, it's one of them.
Yeah. Do you know what? It is what it is. I think at this point it might be a little bit too late, and I don't know. It feels like a bit of the volatility of the market, as they say. It's just the risk, and I'm not big on risk.
Joel says use Revolut easy. Right, these things didn't, like, it was so fucking complicated back in them days. Like, the App Store wasn't the same. It wasn't, like, and there wasn't a lot of fucking options for how to do it. It was, and, you know, it was just hard work, and I give up. But yeah, it's one of them, innit? But that's one of those.
But anyway, it's like, we'll close this out. I want your opinion on, do you think, what are the chances now, because this is the main premise of this, of United actually capitalising on Liverpool probably not being as good next year, and City probably starting the league on minus 100 points, hopefully?
We probably won't do the biz in the summer to get close enough to have a title challenge in the next couple of years. You got to hope that we can get there in 4 or 5, but I wouldn't be holding my breath.
Okay, but anyway, I feel like we've kind of we enjoyed that. We spoke about Liverpool for the good first 17-20 minutes. I don't think we spoke about them that much after it. I got accused of complete contradicting things to begin with, which I expected. It's what happens. I did see some Liverpool fans in the chat saying you're 13th, yours 13th. I don't know if that's going to be able to get you Trent back, but each to their own. But But I just...
And honestly, why is he even asked? He's shit.
He's not shit, man. He's not shit. I think he's going to do well there. He'll have to be better though defensively because they won't stand for it. But I think him firing balls towards Vinny and Mbappe, I think he's going to get a horde of assists. Because it's not just crosses. He also he's got a range of passes.
He's got other stuff going on, but yeah.
But anyway,
let's hope he completely tanks it and whatever. Take it easy. See you in the next one.
He tanks it, or just Liverpool. It's not personal.
Let's everyone tank it.
All right, see you later.
In a bit. Bye-bye. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.